G'day guys, and welcome to BST Weekly EPL Edition Episode 5. I'm Tim Blacker, this is Joey Kane. Joey, how have you been?
Average.
Average?
Yeah, I wanted to do the intro, but you stole it off me.
Well, that's silly, Joe, because we all know, and the watchers would know, that I'm the intro man, and then you're the steadying rock at the other side.
Well, I'm not though.
That guides us into a show.
I'm the controversial comments guy, so I think I should lead in with the intro. But you've stolen it again.
Well, maybe next week.
Heartless.
Maybe next week, but we've got a few bit to get through today, so obviously and hopefully you'll have a few things to say. But guys, we're going to jump straight into the transfer roundup. Of course, the window closed just after our show, our fourth episode actually, and plenty of deals got done. A few that we predicted would happen as well, and we'll start off here. Arsenal have brought in Nacho Monreal.
Oh, big Nacho.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the actual pronunciation.
It is for us.
Yeah, but exactly, it's going to be for us. He's a left back, comes from Malaga. He's made 9 appearances for Spain and 45 appearances for Malaga, but 127 before at Osasuna. So he's got some experience and he'll provide good competition for Kieran Gibbs when he gets back. Of course, he's out for 3 weeks, but a signing they needed, another defenceman.
Malaga. Sounds like you're calling someone an idiot, doesn't it?
Mm.
I don't know anything about him, so we'll just have to wait and see. I can't say too much about him. I think they needed to fill that position. Gibbs is obviously, as you said, on the rocks. But yeah, good on him. They need to fill a position. Don't know anything about Nacho, but if he's per Mertesacker who they brought, they haven't had a good record with defenders bringing them in, have they?
No.
So I don't know.
Well, Mertesacker's been one of the biggest disappointments in Premier League history for mine. He came to the league with massive raps, but he has just been nothing short of disappointing.
Well, as you said, he was one of the best defenders, centre-backs in the world before he came there, and he, complete drop-off in form and talent and awareness and mobility and agility, and just nowhere near the same as he was. So whether it's something to do with the club itself or he doesn't like England, but it's not just him. There's been others. Who knows? Who knows? Hopefully they get this one right.
Yeah, well, I mean, we wait and see. He made his debut in Arsenal's win against Stoke over the weekend, and by all reports played pretty well. So, look, it's a positive step for him and the club, and as they seek to try and get further up the table. But next we move on to Yakuba Silla. We're going to go with that as our pronunciation.
Big window.
Aston Villa have picked him up from Clermont Foot in the French 2nd Division. He's made 65 appearances for Clermont, and he's a centre defensive midfield. And I think, for mine, the fact that they're picking up people from League 2 in France just sums up about where they are.
It's almost embarrassing to think a club with such a great tradition and as big as Aston Villa are to England, one of the oldest teams, been in the Premier League for 115 odd years, I think, and they're at the moment they're in the drop zone, and the transfer window's come and gone, and all I've got to show for it is this bloke from the French 2nd League.
Yakuba Silla, yes. Yeah. I suppose they're just trying to strengthen the centre defensive midfield position there, as we've touched on before.
Well, they had John McCoon. What?
Yeah, the second.
Surely, John de McCoon, if you're French. But, well, I mean, I can't imagine him being any better than...
Well, is McCoon still on loan?
Oh, yeah, he is.
He's out on
loan.
Knowledge,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, they've got El Ahmadi. Is that El Mahdi?
Karim El Ahmadi.
Yeah. Is he centre defensive midfield, or is he more...
he could be. Yeah, he has played. Yep.
Yeah, so, look, I suppose he provides competition to him, and obviously Stilian Petrov. Of course, we continue to wish him well in his recovery, but he would be...
A quick question on him.
Yeah.
Who? Stilian.
Yes.
Stan. Is he very sad? Is he ever going to make it back to playing again, or is he...
I don't think so.
Is that his goal, though, or...
Oh, I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's... Stabilised isn't the right word, but I'm going to use it in the sense that I think he's... Considering what he's gone through, he's quite healthy at the minute. So I think he's trying to get back.
Yeah, right.
Good luck to him, because they've definitely missed him this year.
Yeah.
But of course, his health is the most important thing.
That's right.
But again, for mine, as I said, it just sums up exactly where Aston Villa are, that they're drafting from the French second division. And look, this theory of yours that they're trying to go down, all this sort of stuff, I couldn't argue with that, because they've had a whole month to strengthen their squad to stay up, and this man here is the only thing they can show.
And it's not like Randy Lerner hasn't splashed cash before.
Yeah.
He was putting up a massive wage bill, especially under Martin O'Neill. But he's brought in a lot of players, and he's put out the money before, so he's really tightened up the purse strings. And I do solemnly believe that they are planning on getting a young kids in, getting games into them, going down for a year, ticking off the premiership clause in a lot of their high wage earners' contracts, so they can get rid of them, clear the books, and become one of those, I suppose, the low money, cheap, budget type clubs, like Everton's the prime example of how to do it properly, but and try and become a club like that. So
no, fair enough. Well,
sad times for them.
It is. We move on from Aston Villa now. Fulham have signed 2 on the last day that I've got here. The first one is Irby Emanuelson from AC Milan. So decent.
Fully loaded.
Yeah. So he's come over. He's 26-year-old. He's only on loan at this stage. He's a left midfielder, so you'd think he'd work with or in competition with Damien Duff, although Damien Duff could play on the right quite easily.
He's been kicking around for a while, hasn't he?
He's playing quite well this year. Yeah, no, he's been fantastic, Damien Duff, for them. But look, he's made 173 appearances for Ajax before he went to AC Milan, Emanuelson, and he's made 50 appearances for AC and 16 appearances for the Dutch national side. A move that's needed for them in the left midfield there, just to strengthen their flanks?
Well, they need to bring quality in, don't they? And this bloke could be it.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's a move that's needed for them. Are they happy to be a mid-table team?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, I really do. There's not really a lot of drive there at the minute to try and work their way up the table for mine. They're just happy with mid-table mediocrity.
Yep. And that'll strengthen them, though. They'll be better with him. But
yeah, well, and with their other signing, Stanislas Monolev, from PSV Eindhoven, 29-year-old. He's right back, and he's actually the Bulgarian international right back as well at the minute, and he's made 76 appearances for PSV. So he brings experience, international knowledge, I suppose you'd say, and I think that one's quite a solid signing.
If you can bring in an international starter, I suppose we'll use the word. Can't hurt.
Yeah. No, well, again, I don't know a lot about him, but from all reports, he's just, more of your old-fashioned right back. Gets the job done first.
Not so attacking.
Not so attacking. Because he can play in midfield as well, centre defensive midfield there. So look, I think it's not a bad move, personally. Just it goes in their mould of trying to be this tough, not very flashy side for mine. But look, that's them. On to the next one now. Liverpool have made a signing, and I'll let you handle this one because I know you've been all over this. Correct me when I get this wrong, but Felipe Coutinho.
I'm going to go with, yep.
Yeah, so 8.5 million signing from Inter. He's 20 years old, so that's a lot of money for a young kid.
But he's played 150 odd games, I think, for Inter, to my knowledge. No?
Close to.
Close to, yep. So he does come with a lot of experience, so I think that's why the money there. But if you've seen, I've seen more of this Felipe Coutinho than any other signings because he's not unknown, he's not unheard of, and he's really attacking, and he adds a whole other dimension going forward. So I think he'll add to Liverpool's attacking options. I think they're pretty set now. They've got obviously Suarez has been killing it for years in the Prem, and Sturridge has come in and been a big help, and Coutinho as well in the midfield, attacking midfield. Gerrard is probably a bit too old to be playing that role at the moment, so yeah, I think he'll help.
Yeah, no, well, good. It'll be interesting. Did he play overnight against City?
No, I think he's
work permit
had
issues.
He's had a few injuries, so I think he's still a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, all right. Well, we watch with interest there. On to the next one now. Luciano Becchio actually moves on from Leeds.
There's a man we know.
It is, yeah. He goes to Norwich, and Steve Morrison actually heads in the other direction. So I'll play a cash deal, you would say. And it just continues Norwich's rating of Leeds, where they've also got, of course, Robert Snodgrass from Leeds, Bradley Johnson, to name just a couple of them.
Yep.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think clubs let themselves become a feeder club to someone else? Like we saw it where Manchester City just were prizing people away from Arsenal. I could go at least 5, off the top of my head. How does that allowed to happen?
I just think it's part and parcel of how the Premiership's set up. You've obviously got your buying clubs who will pretty much always continue to be buying clubs when they've got the money, and then they've got to buy them from somewhere. And I mean, I think it's actually smart business. You can, if you are a selling club, you can do it in the right way, and that involves selling players when they're high, when the price is high. It's not when they're high. I mean, you probably would want to move on if they were high, but look, it just happens. It's an anomaly, really, and it's part of the Premiership setup, I think.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well, look, back to Becchio. 190 appearances he's made for Leeds and 75 goals. That is some record.
Oh, it is, and we all know him. He's a long-term legend. Luciano Becchio. The name won't be uncommon to most of you out there, and great to see him back playing for Norwich. It'll be good. Yeah,
well, obviously, what I know about him, he's obviously a great finisher. That record backs that up. But Grant Holt's one that's really struggled this year. He's failed to live up to the expectations he set in year one of Norwich getting back to the Premier League, and this move, I think, a Becchio-Holt partnership could be very fruitful for them.
Well, Holt is one of those guys who's a bit of a
dinosaur.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dinosaur. Yeah. And he did have a fantastic year last year, but I don't think anyone really expected him to back it up this year, and they needed to add a bit more firepower, and that's what they've done there. Will they play together, do you think?
I think they will, yeah. I think they will. Steve Morrison also had a good year last year as well, but he has really struggled this year, so it's no surprise to see him moved in the other direction.
Do you think that's some of that can be attributed to not having Ricky Lambert in charge?
Paul Lambert.
Oh, Ricky Lambert. Good one. Do you think it's some of that?
Yes, I do, because of course a new coach, manager is going to bring in a different style. If it was Ricky Lambert, he's doing a very good job of playing and coaching on the same weekend. But just stirring you there, Joe. But look, I think for sure. Do you? In terms of coach?
Absolutely. Really tough for them to let him go, and they miss him.
Yeah,
they do,
without a doubt. And as we've said before, was it the right move to go to Aston Villa?
Well, he's going to have to do it again, isn't he? He's going to have to come back up.
Yeah.
And then who knows from there.
I still can't. I know a lot of it's to do with money and all that sort of stuff. And you can't really comment unless you're in a position where you're getting offered these contracts with ridiculous amounts of money. But I still can't understand why he left Norwich. I know it's a lot of water's gone under the bridge since then, but he's been with them. He's brought them all the way up to the Premier League back from League One. He's enjoyed a fantastic season at Norwich first year. Wouldn't he want to build on that rather than sell himself out like that?
Well,
I know there's a lot of money, but the contract he would have been on at Norwich would have still been a pretty good wicket.
What else is there left for him to do though there? I mean, I think the rationale behind him going to Aston Villa was, here's a big club who's fallen off the rails a bit. gee, what an achievement it'd be to bring such a big club with such a big history back to its former glory.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be the rationale behind it. But
Well, it would be, but if you're going to leave a club, the same if you're sort of a player, you want to leave a club if you're going to somewhere better. Now, that's obviously can be taken either way, of course, because you can be older, so you're not going to go to a higher club. You're going to start falling down. But in terms of manager, I don't think there's any restrictions on that. I just think if he was going to leave Norwich, he should be going to a better side than Aston Villa because...
at the time, they weren't that far off. They were
close, but I mean...
they had a really bad year, but the years previous to that, they had been up there sort of with Tottenham challenging for that sixth... I think they even a couple of Europa League playoff games against Rapid Vienna or something like that. I'm with you. I see what you're saying, but yeah, I can also see from the other side of the coin.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well, we move on now from Becchio. One we predicted last week as well, 3 days before it happened. We were very chuffed with this one. We were so happy. But Danny Graham has gone to Sunderland, 5.5 million as we said. 54 appearances for Swansea, 15 goals, but where he made his name was at Watford, where he made 91 appearances, 38 goals. But it just asked me, what the hell is he doing? And that I've got to ask that. What is he doing?
Well, Swansea are having a good year.
Yeah.
Do you see them continuing that into the future, though?
Yes, I really do. I really like how their setup is down there. I'm not in any way, shape or form a fan of the Sunderland Athletic Football Club at the minute.
I've got a few big names down there.
I've got a few big names, but they're still not performing.
Hunt O'Neill.
Clogging up the wage bill.
But look, maybe he just prefers England. Maybe where's he from? Where's his family from?
I'm not actually sure, yeah. But look, of course, it could have come down to that, but...
I don't mind it. I don't mind the move at all.
No, I do.
Sunderland look a hell of a lot better with him in the team.
Well, him and Stephen Fletcher are paired up top now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah.
That's a pretty dangerous combination.
It
So,
is.
look, I don't know. Again, it's one of those things where he's probably being offered more money, and I'm sure if we were in the same position, we'd be jumping at it. But that's all right. Look, good luck to Danny Graham because I like him as a player. But that's one that went through. QPR very busy as predicted.
As per usual.
They made the 4 signings, I think, but I want to cover 3 in particular. First one.
One not good enough to make it.
No, one's not good enough to make it. Andros. I swear the commentator called him Andros. Now,
Andreas.
No, see, that's what I think. They called him Andros.
Andros. Wow. That's
Andros.
loose.
They might have called him Andros. Andros or Andros.
Oh, is it a robot or a machine or something?
Anyway, Andros Townsend. Now, he was at Spurs at the same time
Andy Townsend.
No. He was there at the same time as... At Spurs at the same time Harry was there. And obviously Harry's brought him over because he thinks he can...
Did he play top flight at Spurs?
Not very many.
No.
Yeah, if he played, he would have only played a few. But look, he made his debut for QPR the other day against Norwich, game I actually saw. And he wasn't too bad. Yeah, so look, hope Harry knows what he's doing there. Jermaine Genius is the second one that comes over from Spurs.
What's the point in that?
Of course, he went to Aston Villa on loan. Got injured there pretty much the first game and had to go back. Before that, he was at Newcastle where he really made his name. But injuries.
Well, I don't like that from a manager. I think bringing in a player with that type of injury history, there's just no point. Just give it a rest. Don't waste your money there.
He's still gonna demand quite a hefty salary as well.
Yeah, of course he will.
So look,
and they're in a relegation battle. They don't need what he won't offer him anything right now. Even if he does, he's right to go. He hasn't played in how long? Year and a half.
Quite a while, yeah.
So
sort of like signing Kieran Dyer in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like QPR did under Mark Hughes, but and we all saw how that turned out. He made about 3 appearances, but the last one's the good one for mine. Chris Samba replaces Ryan Nelson, £12 million deal, which is quite steep. But I think he's nearly worth it. I don't think he's worth 12, but he's worth very close to it.
What's his wage? 100, I think.
100,000. They now have a wage bill that is equivalent to a Liverpool, Tottenham sides that are competing for that top 4 spot. I did read midweek, so boy oh boy, I really hope they don't have to pay out these contracts.
If they go down,
yeah,
I think, was it you who said it? Maybe off air, they'll end up like Pompey. They are stuffed if they go down.
Well, as I said, they've got a ginormous wage bill. We don't think they will. Well, I don't think they'll.
No, I don't think they'll go down.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, we'll touch on the results later. But they're going the right way about it.
Well, of course, he was Blackburn's skipper before he left. And my thought is, again, that it's a fantastic signing. He's a great leader, such a big man as well. Do you like him?
Oh, I really, really rate him, and he will do wonders for that defence down there. He's just one of those big beast centre-backs where the big gorillas, you need one, you really do need one, and if someone can get in his ear, and his positioning's okay, but I think if someone can get in his ear and do a bit of organisation for him, he will be... They'll cut their goals conceded in half. With him there.
No, I don't mind that. So, look, on a whole, I think QPR, they're just very satisfied to get Chris Samba at the end of the day, I think, and it's what they needed. Clint Hill is still in the lineup, which we don't like.
No.
We're not sold on him.
Not plenty.
But I think having Chris Samba next to him will do a big favour. But just 2 other ones that got done as well. Jack Butland went to Stoke, and Neil Blackman, Sheffield United striker, went to Reading as well. So they're both good moves for their respective clubs. But that's the transfer stuff done. That's the window done and dusted. Rumours are done now until the off-season. I mean, they'll still arise, but they're ridiculous at this time of the year.
That's true.
So, yeah, look, that's the silly season done. And
big winners, big losers?
QPR made a lot of moves. I'm not entirely... I think they split it.
Yep.
I think they made some poor moves in terms of Jermaine Genius.
Yeah.
And...
Well, that Genius one, that is not on.
Ridiculous.
Stupid.
Yeah, no, it's a dumb move. There wasn't really that much action though in January.
No, there
was normally a lot more. It was a bit quiet, but I'm very surprised Man City didn't go after a big striker to replace Mario Balotelli's departure. But I'm sure they'll get busy in the summer.
No doubt
with that. But especially if it keeps going the way it is and they lose their title. But we'll get on to the results now because there were a few biggies over the course of the weekend. So let's just shoot these up now. Yeah, so a big weekend of results, I should say. Sorry, Joe. We'll start with the Sunday games. No, actually, sorry, we'll start with Saturday. The lunchtime kickoff was QPR Norwich, and I was expecting QPR to do a lot better than that.
Absolutely, you were. We said,
and
I
we
think
said
on
it was
the show that
pivotal.
They needed to win, and they haven't been able to get there. Really tough for QPR. They've got the list. They've got the big money signings in. They need to start getting it on the pitch, don't they?
Oh, well, they have to. I mean, look. I mean, the thing is with new signings though, it takes a while to gel as well. So I don't know, but they just needed that one. Wigan and Southampton. Well, again, what a massive game.
Oh,
in terms of relegation. Southampton probably the more happier in the sense that they're away from home and they hold Wigan out of the 3 points at least. West Ham beat Swansea as well, which is their first win in a while.
Bit of a surprise result for mine. I would have thought Swansea would get over the line there, but good result for West Ham. They need some good results coming in because they've been stagnating.
Yeah, definitely.
Reading, Sunderland there. Reading getting the points, getting the biscuits on the day.
Massive.
Big for them.
Massive result, yeah.
It's a game that Sunderland shouldn't have dropped either, really.
Well, it goes back to my thinking that Sunderland are just an ordinary side at the minute.
Well, they are an ordinary side at the minute, but that's all right. We push on. Newcastle-Chelsea, 3-2 in a late winner for Newcastle. Great win.
Fantastic win. The French Revolution, it is back.
LA.
Well done to Newcastle, but again, we bring it up every week on BST Weekly. Chelsea, I'm not a Chelsea basher.
No,
we're not. We're not Chelsea bashers, but
love Chelsea.
they keep giving us things to talk about.
They do.
And, they've dropped this again, and they are a shadow of their former selves at the minute.
Terrible loss, especially given the position they were in with only 10 minutes to go. But
yeah, and Newcastle's current form, amongst all other things. But Musa Sissoko, who we spoke about as a great player, got a double, and he was fantastic on debut as well.
He was.
Everton, Aston Villa there, 3-3 draw. Disappointing for Everton.
Oh, disappointing for Villa, given they were up. They were up 3-2, I think. So, yeah, really tough for them to lose that. And, edging closer and closer to not being able to make their way back up.
Getting very, very close. Arsenal beat Stoke with a late deflected goal. Very unlucky for Stoke there. And massive result there on the Saturday as well. Manchester United, a late winner against Fulham, puts them 10 points clear heading into the Sunday game.
So we move on to the Sunday games now. West Brom have lost that one to Tottenham. I think they scored in about the 67th minute, the Gareth Bale strike at the Hawthorns.
Great goal. A bit of fallout from that as well. And an issue from that game could be in Tim's toolbox this week. So keep an eye on that. But the last game there is where it's all at, Joey. Man City 2, Liverpool 2. City lucky to escape with a draw in the end. It took a quite brilliant finish from Aguero in the end. But look, they're 9 points behind now, and for mine, title's United's.
Yes,
it's done.
Yes,
done.
Without blowing my own trumpet too much, I did predict that some time ago that it was a one-horse race and United had it in the bag. But I think, from the Liverpool perspective, they've got 2 points away at Arsenal and Man City, so I think they're on the right track.
Slowly on the right track, yes.
Yeah, which is really good for them. We move on here to the top of the table. City, we just spoke about it. Too far now back, surely.
13 games left. I mean, look, City have lost the least amount of games in the Premier League, but just too many draws this year for them. They'd be disappointed with that. Best defence in the league as well, so that's not really an issue. But look, United and Van Persie and Co have just got their measure this year.
They have, and it's really tough to back up after winning the league last year. But I think they were actually a tad lucky last year to win the title overall.
Oh, well, United shouldn't have dropped it last year. And they will learn from that, and they will definitely not be dropping it this year.
And
either.
Given the money that City have, to be lucky to win one year and then drop off the next, the questions need to be asked. For mine?
A few, yeah. A few questions. But yeah, as I said, there's just too many draws this year. And United, to their credit as well, it must be noted, they've been fantastic. They just don't look like dropping a point at the minute. I know they drew against Tottenham last week, but that took a 94th minute equaliser as well. But Chelsea hanging on to third but Tottenham are very, very close to getting them.
They are close. I don't think they will. I think they'll run right down to the last game possibly, but I don't think they'll get there. I think Chelsea, that top three is set. Lock that in.
Yep.
Everton clicking on the heels there, but I think Arsenal and Liverpool will probably overtake them by the end of the year.
You'd probably think so, just in pure, depth of the squad, I suppose you'd say. But so expect that. But look, where are we now? Swansea City, even though they lost to West Ham, they still hold on to that 8th spot, which they'd be very happy about. West Bromwich, they're in 9th as well.
They are. They have, after such a great start to the year, I think they'll finish in the bottom half, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can see them dropping down as well. I mean, they've had a bit of fallout, bit of trouble off the park this week with Otom Wingy obviously not getting his move to QPR, and he cracked the shits. I mean, it's never good for a dressing room. And then rounding up the top 10, you've got Stoke. Yes, I know, I dropped a cursing word. Yes, I did. But look, that's on my head to deal with the board. But look, we dropped. It just came out, Joey. We go to Stoke now. Can you control yourself? We are live. Stoke round up the top 10 there, guys, and I don't think they can aim for much higher than that. And Joey's still pissing himself laughing in the background, so I am going to have to continue on here.
No, I got it covered.
You got it covered?
Yes, absolutely, I do. Let's have a look at the bottom half of the table here. West Ham, Sunderland, another S-bomb going along nicely.
Yes, another S-bomb. I might just carry this whole thing because you're being very childish, Joey. But Fulham in 13th, Norwich in 14th. Just kicking on, we've mentioned in the past that we think Norwich might be in a bit of trouble. A terrible goal difference there, and a few more poor results. They could get sucked into it.
I think they'll be right. I think they're far enough away now, aren't they?
Oh, it's only 7 points, 13 games to go. But to make it easier for themselves, they wouldn't want to drop many more in a row.
No, that's right. Newcastle, obviously. That's a really good win, but I think they're in more danger to drop down than Norwich.
Well, it's the first time they've played well in quite a long time, and look, it's great for them. They needed that win. There's no doubt about that. They just pull 6 points clear now, which is good for them. Southampton at that point against Wigan just keeps them 3 points and goal difference behind, which is massive. Reading get out of the bottom 3.
Which is about time, but I think they'll
go down.
Yeah, same.
We've said it before. The changes for mine are going to be Reading in, QPR out. So you'll see Reading, Wigan and Villa go down.
The only thing is 6 points Reading have got over QPR at this point. Well,
it is a lot considering Rangers have only won 2 games for the year. But we're backing. I'm backing Rangers in anyway. But Aston Villa
done.
Look at that. I'm not sure what else you can say there.
It's such a shame. Wigan needs some heroics as well to get out of this.
Well, they did it last year, Joe, so I wouldn't completely write them off, to be honest.
No, that's right.
But yeah, in terms of the table, that's it. I mean, it's going to get more and more interesting. And look, every result now is pivotal. Yeah, so that's the table. But we move straight on now because we covered a lot there.
We did.
Table. There's a few talking points. I just want to talk about 2, and then we've got some more fan opinions, which thank you again for writing into us. Liverpool's continued resurgence there, Joey. You said they've taken a point off City at the Emirates, the Etihad, and they've gone to the Emirates and taken a point off Arsenal as well, and thrown away a 2-goal lead. So they could have, got more there, but better signs.
Good signs that they're rebuilding, and I think Brendan Rodgers is as you mentioned earlier in the show, they've signed Felipe Coutinho, who's a 20-year-old as well, and I think he's got a clear vision to get some youth in and get Liverpool playing the way that I'm sure all their fans have been accustomed to in the past. When you think of the strong Liverpool sides, they go anywhere and they try and boss sides and pretty much play them off the park. And I think against City, that's probably their best performance of the year, even though they didn't get the win. But really good signs and a good strong showing, and I think they're really on the right track.
Yeah, well, if you take a point away from the Etihad, I mean, you've done quite well because City don't lose a lot again. Well, don't drop many points there at all. So, look, Liverpool, they're starting to come on. Sturridge is continuing to score goals. He scored overnight again, and
really good signing, that one.
Yeah, logical.
Yeah,
but I mean that was great, and look, it's good for them because the Premier League needs Liverpool being up at the top of the table because that's when it'll be at its strongest. And also a rumour that's come through late is that
who's this one from?
This one's from come into us on email from Cam Waterhouse. Now he believes that Jose Mourinho, the famous manager of Chelsea and currently Real Madrid, wants to come back. He said, Roman, get me back.
Well, what do you think the chances are?
Small. I can't see it happening because I think when he left, he only said he'd come back to manage Man United, didn't he?
Something along those lines, I think.
Yeah. But this is just, I think, Cam Waterhouse, thank you for writing into us, but I think this is more a fan that hasn't been able to let go. Would you say so? Like, as I said, we love it when people write in. I'm not slagging Cam Waterhouse.
Poor old Cam. He's onto something.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a special sauce, or I'm not sure about Cam and his contacts. But, look, it wouldn't be. It's not out of the realms of possibility. So I think we'll have an open ear. We'll listen to the ground.
Oh, but if it did, wow! I know Cam Waterhouse would be excited for one, obviously, because he's brought it up.
Yes.
And two, Chelsea would be a contender again.
Just with a manager change.
He is a messiah, that man. He is. He is a wizard. He has a special glass ball that he hides in his jacket. He can get stuff done.
Well,
he is majestic, that man.
He's not.
He is. You just don't like him because you can't do his knee slides.
Well, that's true, firstly. But
in probably a $5,000 suit as well.
Yeah, well, don't know about the knees, how they're travelling, and the suit there, big grass stain on it. But no, he's had big budgets everywhere he's gone. So I'd love to play around with such a big budget as well. And I reckon I could manage a few egos. Well,
you've got to be a good people person.
Well,
that's what he is.
He manages big egos. So do social workers. I mean, he's no better than a social worker who's good at FIFA.
Let's move on because we're spiralling out here. Talking of fans writing in, and thank you, Cam Waterhouse, again, but we've had 3 other questions or queries raised by our fans. And why don't we get straight into it?
We've actually had 4, but just one.
We had 4. Obviously, because Cam was one. I didn't count Cam.
Had 4 more. But just a quick one with the fans writing in. Feel free to post on the wall as well, because that'll spark up some discussion. All these private messages, as much as we love them, then we try and reply, but there's just too many to get to. If you put it on the wall, we can comment on there, and it's a lot easier. So we'll go from there. But the first one, Sarah Piggott. Now, she's a Reading fan from Stawell.
From Stawell.
Most Stawell gift down in Victoria.
Stawell gift.
Out of the country.
I was once touted to be a participant in that.
Were you? Participant is in one of those blokes who hold up the go and stop signs? Or?
Well, it was voluntary work.
Yeah, would have thought so. Not the fastest over 100 metres, Tim. Anyway, we push on. Sarah from Stawell. Why don't Reading get enough recognition? She said, why Reading don't get enough recognition? I'm not sure I've agreed. Why don't Reading get enough recognition on your show and in general?
Well, first, this isn't an English class, so we'll let the grammar slide. But well, she's right. The last couple of weeks, and we have to put our hand up here, they have been great. And they've picked up results. Yep. They've come from 2 down against Chelsea. Again, Chelsea, that was a really poor performance. But this is about Reading. So, they were fantastic against them. 2 late goals. They've beaten Sunderland. They've picked up other points along the way. Credit to them for mine.
Credit to them.
But it doesn't mean you'll be safe, and I still think you'll get relegated.
I couldn't say it any better than what you said. The reason they don't get enough recognition, though, is because they're boring as batshit to watch. So, that's all I can say about it. The S-bomb's back.
Yeah.
Well, once the channel's open, watch the fish flow through.
Okay.
But no, Reading are... I'm sorry, Sarah. You may be the only Reading supporter in Australia. I'm sorry, but they're really boring to watch.
Let's not be too harsh on our fans.
They're boring to watch and they'll go down and they are a stain on the Premier League rug. But we push on again. Sorry, Sarah.
Let's go.
Sorry, Sarah. The next one. James Butler, who here is from he's from Nimbin. So he might... We know the stereotype of Nimbin if you're from Australia. He's a Manchester United fan. He writes in and says... It was a bit of a negative tone about this message. Why aren't there more black referees? And there's got a second part to it, so we'll answer this one first.
Yeah, well, that's a very strange question.
Harshly racist. Even.
Yeah.
Not really, but
we don't like to enter into any potential racial issues here on BST. But look... it's
a fair point, though.
It is a fair point. It's very interesting that there aren't more black referees. I don't know why. Maybe it's just... Do they go for the positions? I'm not sure.
It might be a glass ceiling situation. It might be a just a natural, just an anomaly type thing. Who knows?
Yeah, just something that may not happen. There was
I don't know what the percentage of population is black in England and.
Yeah, well, it's pretty high, I think.
Oh,
yeah. So, look, there was a referee at one time going around. Micaiah Rennie or something. That's not his first. We'll go with his Rennie. His surname was definitely Rennie, and he was quite a good black referee. I'm not saying that they'd be bad, but
dancing in hot water.
I'm dancing in very hot water, so I'm just going to say we are not sure.
No,
Richard.
Fair point though. And the second part of it, the second caveat to it is why was Richard Kingston the only black keeper of the last 10 years? It's a very racial based questions.
It's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you think about it,
David James is one.
Yeah, David James, Al Hasby. Yeah.
Hasbro, Al Habsy.
Yes. Well. Look, I'm not sure why. It's just another thing that happens. I think.
Fair spot, but yeah, we'll leave it on that. I think.
Yeah. Let's not enter too much into it. Thank you for writing in though.
The next one is from Brutus Hardon. He's from Slappin Village. He's a City fan. He sends in, do you think there are any gay players in the Prem?
With any sport, there is the situation where, given by pure numbers, there is going to be homosexual sports players out there. We see that in the AFL here in Australia. There would be in basketball. There would be in soccer. So of course there is. That's a stupid question.
Brutus.
It is a dumb question. Let's move on. Of course there would be, but of course they're not going to come out because of the stigma that would be attached to them. So I hope they could one day come out because there is no difference between them and us. Now let's move on to the next one.
Well, me and you, there's no difference between me and you. So will there be difference? We push on to Stephen Baloney. He's from Broadmeadows. He's a Leeds fan. Yeah. You think you guys are such big shots, and the spelling is very... There is a question at the end of it. You think you guys are such big shots. Why have not I ever seen you with many big name? Why have I not seen you with many big name? So there's no long answer.
Well, we generally like to be asked questions when you write in, guys. And Steve, if it's proof you want, it's proof you're going to get. Because just this weekend, can we please put up the picture? Please put it up now of a man that... It's up? Oh, there it is. Well, that man right there in the middle of Joey and I and a few of our other mates there, that man would be Hayden Fox. Now, He has played Premier League football for Leeds, for Portsmouth. He's played in the A-League down here in Australia. So, Stephen Baloney.
Stephen Baloney from Broadmeadows.
Stephen Baloney.
He'd remember him as a Leeds fan.
Exactly. There is your proof. One of Leeds United's own. So, Steve, any other questions, chuck them into us and we will be able to sort them out. But
to be fair, that's just from the other day. There's a myriad of...
Well, that's just from Saturday night.
We've got secret sauces, S-bombs, we've got them everywhere.
Just casually eating some pancakes at 5:30 in the morning at Macca's.
We all went out for breakfast.
Yeah, all went out for breakfast.
Had an early night and thought we'd hit Macca's for breakfast, so...
Yeah, so I mean, look, there we go. There's proof that we are getting attached to some fans, and so with that, thank you for writing in again, guys. We encourage it thoroughly. We encourage you to write on our Facebook wall. All of our contact methods will be up at the end of the show in the credits there for you to see. But yeah, please we love to get your opinions on air, and we've done just that this week again. But with that, we're going to swing to goal of the week. And there are a few tough ones this week, but we'll just get the footage up now.
As we can see, Liverpool whipping the ball in here, cleared out by City. Stevie G picks it up and, oh, what a strike! Stevie G turning back the clock.
What a wonderful goal. And we were silent there because we just wanted
You were
everyone.
silent all over it.
Well, I was silent.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted Joey to be able to go to town on this because I know how much he loves Stevie Gerrard.
Well, he's a stalwart. And just a quick one on Steven Gerrard. He's won the Player of the Year. So,
For England.
For England. So,
Yeah.
And Jordan Henderson's won the under-21s. So, revolution at Liverpool.
Yeah, no, it's good for them, isn't it? And it's good for Stevie G and great for England that he's still playing some good stuff. And it looks like he's over his injury battles, which he's had to put up with the last couple of years. And look, he's back to the player we know. Simply fantastic hit. If you're a fan, though, and you haven't seen them, check out Frank Lampard's first goal against Newcastle. Juan Mata's goal in the same game, which is probably fourth out of the list I'm going through now. But and Sergio Aguero's goal against Liverpool to tie it up as well. That was a good finish too.
You can probably find those on RedTube or YouTube, FootyTube. FootyTube, for those out there.
Yeah, on FootyTube or wherever you go for your Premier League highlights. So, look, it's with that goal of the week that I have to actually inform you that there's no Black as Bake this week.
That's really disappointing.
Nothing's upset me this week. I know. It's a bit disappointing. I'm too happy for my trip that's coming up.
Well, tell the fans. They want to know.
Unfortunately, guys, I'm going to be missing the next 2 episodes. But we've been speaking to our board here, and the fact is Joey will either be doing the show solo, which I've got every faith in him that he can, or the latest talk is that we've got a special guest presenter coming in for the next 2 episodes.
And his name is not Adam Peacock, just in case you're wondering.
So, look, in terms of that, I'm going away to try and sort out a few things for the show, which is going to be very exciting. It's great for us. But look,
Where they got you up? They got you... NBC and ESPN got you up at the Hilton, or?
I'm not going to tell you.
All right, in case the fans mob you.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you.
Slip away.
Sorry, guys, but I'll have plenty of pictures. No, it's no Black as Bake this week.
No.
But there is a tool of the week.
Oh, no doubt about that.
And, well, so it is time for Tim's Toolbox.
Are you kidding me? Welcome to the blooper reel, you big baby.
And Joey, this week, my tool is, it's sort of a little bit of a bake as well, but it's not, it didn't get me angry enough to be a bake, so it's a tool, because it's just a stupid, stupid thing to do. Let's just get up the footage now from West Bromwich versus Tottenham Hotspur.
As we can see, Kyle Walker in a bit of a spat, bit of talking in. See the spitting action there. That is absolutely disgraceful. Kyle Walker rightfully calls him up on it. We have another close-up look. It was definitely there. Spitting action, horrible.
Wow, that is very, very interesting. I'm not sure about that.
Goran Popov, you are a moron.
A moron.
That is all. That is being very, very polite. You are a twit. You are a disgusting, disgusting human being. You do not spit on people.
You don't.
No. And would you call him a fair winner of the Tool of the Week?
Well, where's he from?
Russia, I think.
Russia.
I think it might be Russia.
I was thinking it might have been a cultural thing, because in our culture, and certainly in Australia, that is viewed as probably the lowest thing you can do to someone.
It is derogatory, it's disgusting, unhygienic. Who knows what that man could be carrying around with him. A lot of fame gets to people's heads and they end up certain places. But quickly moving on, Goran Popov.
Where's that going?
Just, a lot of diseases are transported through saliva and that sort of thing.
Casting aspersions here on BST Weekly.
Well, it's not an aspersion, I'm just saying. Anything's possible.
Of course it is.
So, look, I mean, fact of the matter is, simple fact, it's disgusting, it's It's a dog act, it's a tool act, and that is why you are my tool of the week and you join my illustrious toolbox.
That's right.
But Joey, that brings us to a close.
Yeah.
The 5th episode, all done and dusted.
Just a quick one before we wrap it all up. Just for, I did mention a little bit earlier about the private messages on Facebook and Twitter. I'm just going to give a quick little shout out to Brutus. If you can stop messaging us, we've received them. It clearly comes up as that we've read them there, and too many. We love that you're so generous in your praise for how we look and this type of thing. But if you just enough is enough for now, and we'll reply when we're ready. So
yes. Well, look, with that, guys. Again, as I said, the forms of contact will be up at the end of the show and the credits. But look, from me, Tim Blacker, and Joey Kane here, it's been an absolute pleasure for us. We've covered a lot to do with the Premier League and other topics in life today. And just a quick shout out that while we were filming this, the Baltimore Ravens have won the Super Bowl. So if you, no doubt a lot of people would have been watching that too.
no one would care because they are a terrible team to watch.
That is very true.
It was a terrible Super Bowl.
But no, in truth, guys, thanks a lot for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in 3 weeks. Joey will see you next week. From us, it's thank you. And Joey,
be ready for next week.